And away we go. Just hit our first full mile.
It's mile 5, lap 1.
Lap 2, mile 6. Lap 3, mile 7.
Lap 4, mile 8. Lap 5, mile 9.
Lap 6, mile 10.
Lap 7, mile 11.
Lap 8, mile 12.
Lap 9, mile 13.
Mile 14. Mile 15.
Mile 16, mile 17.
18.
19.
20. 21. 22.
23. 24. 25.
This is mile 26.
Approximately 1 week ago, on Saturday the 16th and Sunday the 17th, Oliver and I completed our first marathon over the course of 24 hours.
We ran about a mile every hour, adding some mileage here and there to get to a full 26.22 over 24 hours. After starting at GDS in downtown DC, we returned to our own homes to repeat a 1 mile loop 21 times.
During the 50 or so minutes after each lap when we weren't running, we were completing a variety of tasks around our houses in an effort to have the most productive day possible, the marathon. And each mile we ran at the top of every hour simply provided a structure for this productivity to occur.
Of course, the details of our event had to be altered to fit the requirements of social distancing due to the COVID-19 global pandemic. That being said, this is our marathon in quarantine.
What's up, everybody? We're 1 day out, and I'm gonna head outside for another 1 mile jog.
So it's currently 7 a.m. on Saturday, which is 5 hours earlier than I would ever wake up. And I can't have my regular bowl of cereal because apparently that's not so good for your stomach. So we're already off to a great start. But let's see what the next 24 hours and 26.2 miles holds.
You don't care, I know.
So we just pulled up to GDS. We're at the 42nd Street doors. Still waiting on Ethan Littmans to show up, and we're gonna get going shortly.
You're gonna go, I know.
We are at Ward Circle right now. Just hit our first full mile. After our first 2 miles at GDS, we headed downtown to Eaton Workshops to work with Print to Protect. And now a word from GDS Senior Jonah Dr. Loeb, who founded Print to Protect.
Print to Protect is a community of over 250 volunteers, 100 of which are 3D printing personal protective equipment at home. Through the use of our incredible volunteers, drivers pick up these 3D printed parts and drive them to Eden, DC, our distribution center, where they are quarantined, disinfected, and assembled before being packaged and sent out to DC area hospitals and long-term care facilities needing PPE. You can learn more at printtoprotect.org.
After finishing up our work with Print to Protect and running downtown, we headed our separate ways. We would now be running and working alone for the next 22 hours until 8 a.m. the next day.
Because of GDS's emphasis on community service, we wanted to demonstrate the importance of giving back to the community by working with a nonprofit such as Print to Protect, or even doing something as simple as mowing our neighbor's lawn.
Extreme close-up. We get to see this another 15 times, 16 times. I'm excited! Woo!
So I just went inside, got my hair wet because Mr. Satola had the brilliant idea that we should get our hair cut. So I am about to get a haircut from my mother. Not so excited.
In the middle of the sweat shave, Alex is doing a bang-up job.
Hell yeah.
He really
All right.
knows his stuff here, even though it's the first time he's used this shaving kit he got for his birthday. Wow. During the afternoon hours, we completed a number of household tasks in between our runs, including transcribing a melody that I've been putting off for months now.
Painting new wood for a ski lift chair that has been in need of a paint job for the last 3 years.
We even got to playing some ping pong. Our well-fought match ended in a draw.
I also painted a spot in my room that I've been putting off for months. Started reading a new book and attempted, but failed many times, to train my dog to go over some jumps and through a tunnel.
Chugging along. My legs are pretty tired. Got a long way to go.
It's getting a little dark out. Sun is kind of set. I'm feeling it. I'm tired. There's no way to get around that. Alright, I'm in the kitchen making cookies right now. And a trick for the flour that you use is to take a fork and kind of whisk it around a little bit to make your measurements of volume have a little bit less mass so the cookie is lighter.
In addition to giving back to the community, we wanted to give back to our families, so we made both of them dinner. If we can do this in the middle of a marathon, you can do it too.
Mile 14, lap 10. Sun is setting. It's pretty lame. Lots of clouds.
I'm excited to run more. A lot of high school has been shorter mileage, getting in faster stuff. I'm excited to do longer runs, get in more miles, push my body further. That's what I'm excited to do. And that's what this activity gets me excited to do. Push myself. Steady. Hard effort.
It's weird. My body, it's decently tired. My legs are kind of beat and my knee is killing me. But really, it's just, my mind is just so dead. It feels like there's nothing there.
Bow tie now. I'm excited. I did that. Tied that myself. You feel a weird mix of emotions out in the dark. You feel invincible. You feel strong. But when you're approaching a patch of dark, the alley there, the street, this momentary snap of just pure fear. Because you have no idea what's there. No idea. And it kind of gets to you. But you just gotta breathe and run through it. Just like all things. Breathe and get through it. Ethan and I are at GDS mile 26. Let's get it. Feeling all right. How do you feel, Liddy? You hear that? Fantastic. Part of this jog is the usual warm-up lap that we take around the block before we do drills, and then head off on steady runs for normal cross-country and track practices. The last 0.17.
Some of you are probably wondering, just as we were, what was the point of all this?
Well, everybody seems to be asking that exact question of themselves nowadays.
While we're all stuck inside our own homes during quarantine, suffering from an extreme case of senioritis, many of us struggle to find purpose in the monotony of our day-to-day lives.
Sure, baking bread or playing Call of Duty might offer a temporary respite from existential boredom, but we are still left with a nagging sense of lacking impetus.
While the structure here is not at all sustainable, it offers insight into what productivity can look like, teaches us a little bit about ourselves, and allows us to give back to the community.
Getting away from the virtual lives we so often become trapped in and disconnecting for at least a day gives us time to come back down to the present moment and truly, if just for a moment, live again.
And that's exactly what staying up for 24 hours, completing over 30 tasks, and running 26.2 miles allows you to do.
After 2 days in the desert sun, my skin began to turn red. After 3 days in the desert fun, I was looking at a riverbed. And the story it told of a river that flowed made me sad to think it was dead. You see, I've been through the desert on a horse with no name. It felt good to be out of the rain. In the desert, you can't remember your name, 'cause there ain't no one for to give you no pain.